Hope everybody's having a good evening out there. Going to grab some cellophane so that I can cover up this base while I'm getting ready to paint. Let's move my camera up. Move our camera a little closer here. There we go. Coolio. All right, I'm going to take her off the base here. And I just got some standard cling wrap that I'm going to put down over the base just to protect that while I'm painting here. Come on, here we go. All right, that's pretty well covered. Well, we'll put one more sheet the other way. Get some music going here. Some nice mellow stuff for a Monday night. It's Monday Night Mellow. Probably dinner time for some people. Might be a little late for some of my East Coast subscribers. Either way, I hope everybody's having a good Monday night or Tuesday morning, depending on what part of the planet you're from. So that's pretty well covered there. Yeah, and here's our girl. Beautiful. Perfect. Oops. Sorry for bumping the camera there. So for her, I decided I'm going to prime her in gray because I'm going to be doing dark gray over. It's going to basically be a dark gray for the black parts of her costume. And then I'm going to be doing a, turn this down a little bit. And then I'll be darkening that up. I'll kind of explain that as I'm going along here. Nobody's jumping in tonight. It's a little quiet so far. Take this opportunity to get my monitor going here. There we go. All right. Now for this first section, well, she's 1/4 scale model, so she's pretty big. Probably going to be using the 0.28 millimeter nozzle for the most part on my Evolution CR Plus here. I did just order a new airbrush by Harder and Steenbeck. They have it's the gosh darn it, it's the new Ultra, the 2025 Ultra that they put out. But I got the limited edition uh, Squidmar in black and gold. So I'm pretty excited to get to paint with that. I've never owned an Ultra, so that'd be Ultra's kind of like their general all-purpose, kind of cheaper airbrush. I think I paid 150 for it with tax and everything on Amazon. Um, so yeah. Now I'm just shaking our paint here, getting this ready. Probably use a shaker here just to make sure it's really well mixed. Sorry for the vibrations there. All right, cool. So as you can tell, just 2 layers of cellophane plastic wrap, over the base to protect it, because it provides a really nice way to keep her in a position that helps facilitate the painting a little better. So now I'm going to take her face and her head. Not going to be able to do too much tonight because I'm going to be letting this Zenithal dry overnight. But you never know with me. We'll see what we can get done. So now I'm just getting her head inside this hood, which is a little tricky. It's got to be in just the right spot. There we go. Can tell this is going to be a lot of fun to put together once it's painted. Just to could prove to be a little difficult getting her on here without scratching the paint. I may have to glue her hood on ahead of time. Just want that in the right spot. She's kind of holding part of her hood with her finger here. I just want to make sure that's in the right position. I think that looks pretty good. Got just an ever so slight layer shift here. I think that'll be negated once we start putting some paint down. But yeah. All right, I think we're good to go here. Load up our airbrush. And I better use a lid. Don't want to splash any of this stuff anywhere. I don't use a lid very often on my airbrush, but when I'm doing layers like this, it's always good too. So anyhow, this is our Zenithal highlight coat. And again, this time I'm using this Vallejo gray. It's like a really light gray primer, but I'm going to use it to do the Zenithal highlight. So here we go. I need to turn my pressure up a little bit here. Yeah, let's go up a little higher. All right. So I'm spraying at 22 psi right now, in case anybody wants to know. And I'm using my Harder and Steam Vic Evolution CR Plus. Gonna need to thin this down a little bit more. Sorry for the compressor sound there. Putting a couple drops of water in the cup to thin this out a teeny bit. There we go. There's a lot of mixed debate about doing zenithal highlights among some people. Me, I don't want to say I'm on the fence about it. I mean, they have it has its place, no matter what side of the fence you're on. For professional painters, it's typically something that's looked at as kind of it's just a guide, which is 100% correct. But you can also just use light as a guide. And right now I'm using light as a guide to essentially determine where I want the paint to fall. This is like a flashlight essentially. So you're shining light on the model, and those are the parts that are going to be lighter than the rest. I don't know how well that's translating on camera. Well, my airbrush is giving me some trouble here. Or it's the paint itself. Oh, I'm out of paint. Alright, so we'll put a little more in. Actually, you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to spray some ink down on this bad boy. Bad girl. Put some ink in it. And see how that does our zenithal highlight. Now that I've got a base layer of some primer down, just gonna give my airbrush a quick rinse. Anybody care to say hello? Who's in the lobby with us? Probably just a dead Monday. Everybody's just frickin' had it for the day, which is totally understandable. I got a late start today. Mix this ink up really good. Bear with me for a moment. Sorry about any vibrations sustained by this. Yeah, it's looking like a pretty slow Monday night. All right, yeah, we're pretty well mixed here now. Her panty line is showing pretty strong there from doing the gap fill. Well, it's gonna have to pass. So the ink I'm using now is acrylic ink. That's all it is. Move my light here. Just shaking stuff off. Is that the FedEx truck outside? Nope. No FedEx truck for me yet. That sucks. All right, good to go there. All right. Next color. Corvus Black. So how's everybody doing tonight? I see we got a couple of people on the channel with us right now. If you care to say hello. I'm actually keeping an eye on my monitor tonight so I can see when somebody drops in to say hello. Let's see, got to bring up my Spider-Gwen reference here. Cool. Huh. So this is all supposed to be black as well. There's different iterations for her costume, I guess I'm seeing. So on this one, oh, so this is white coming down. That's all white. So this part's all black as well. Okay, so this is black, and then this part of her costume is white. And then it looks like the trim is done in white here. Oops, just mark that up with my finger. How about that? That's all right. I know exactly where the paint's going anyways. So that's going to get covered over. But let's give her a nice blow dry here real quick. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys had a good Monday. Or if you're in the UK or somewhere on the other side of the world, Tuesday morning for you. I guess it's not Tuesday morning yet. China would be Tuesday morning. All right. So the first color I'm going to use is this Corvus Black. This will not be a very long paint session tonight because I do need to get back upstairs for some other stuff. But please feel free to like and subscribe if you've never been here, like what you see, and feel like hanging out in the future. I will be releasing a full-length, well, like probably between 20 and 25-minute video for this one when she's done. And then, of course, we'll be doing the giveaway through Hobby Link International, which would be a lot of fun. So that's what's doing here. Oh, I'm gonna add a little bit of distilled water to this because I want it to go kind of thin. All right. So if you're interested in why I'm doing black or gray right now instead of just black, is because black is a little weird when it comes to painting it. Because you can't get any darker than black, obviously. So a good thing to do if you need to do, like, you know, for example, her costume is black, or a good portion of it is. And so what you can do is start off with like a dark or a light gray, and then you're going to paint your black or your shadows on top of that, where the shadows are going to go. And that's what's going to actually make it give it the illusion that it's actually black, even though you're using grays. So that's all that's going on here. Get some more color in our cup here. At this point, I think I can actually just go ahead and take her head off. I just added some distilled water to the cup here, so I'm using this pipette to kind of quickly mix it up without running the risk of spilling any of it. All right. Now we're going to carefully remove her head. So we don't need that to be on here right now. There we go. Set that aside. There you go, girl. All right. As I was saying earlier, I hope everybody's having an awesome, or had an awesome Monday. Hopefully you're getting some chillax time right now. Feel free to drop a message in the chat section there. Say hello. Let me know who's here. And, thanks for stopping by. I'd always appreciate visitors. Come check out what I'm doing. I almost feel like I kind of want to do her costume in like with a gloss coat on top of it, make it look like skin tight leather. I mean, I don't know how practical that would be for Spider Girl. Probably not very practical for ease of body movement, I'm guessing. I have personally never worn skin tight leather pants, so I'm not sure how they would actually feel if I was needing to swing from buildings on spider webs and shit like that. But at least I'd look sexy, right? That's what matters. I got a little spot I'm gonna have to paint back over again right here. Okay, we'll go back to that in a second here. Chat is pretty dead tonight. All the more reason for me to cut this fairly short at some point. All right. Well, just keep knocking paint over. I keep all my my rattle cans are all on like a little shelf. That looks good. So I'm just basically doing all the black elements right now in a dark gray. I'm using what's called Corvus Black by Citadel. Um, if you want to know why I'm using dark gray, and you haven't heard already, black's kind of weird. You can't get any blacker than black. So you paint dark gray first, and then we're going to use black. We're going to shoot black upwards into the shadows to catch, shadows and all that fun stuff. And then I'll be hand painting the trim of her costume in white, and then masking this off and doing the white part of her costume in airbrush, of course. So yeah, that'll be the next stage. That'll probably happen tomorrow. Right now, I just want to get some good coverage with this gray. I'm on the final coat of that right now. and then go ahead and give her a little bit of a clear coat to protect that. So who's here right now? Anybody want to say hello? While I'm messing with my airbrush. How was everybody's Monday? I'm watching the comments here, waiting for an answer, and doesn't look like anybody wants to talk tonight, and that's totally fine. See how many cans of paint we can shake off this time. Get this out of the way. There we go. A little back flush here. There we go. So I'm using my 0.28 millimeter nozzle right now on my Evolution CR Plus Harder & Steenbeck airbrush. I typically leave the link in the description for anybody interested in picking one up. I'm not sponsored by Harder & Steenbeck. I wish I was. So H&S, if you guys are listening, I just ordered their. I'll wait until this damn compressor shuts up. Well, I ordered their 2025 version of the Harder & Steenbeck Ultra, which I've never owned an Ultra before, so I'm really excited to use it. FedEx said it was coming today. I was hoping to do an unboxing and kind of a review with it while I was painting her, but alas, it has not come yet. But that's FedEx for you. These guys are a bunch of jackasses. At least in my area, they are. I don't know what it is. They can't seem to get anything right. I got my camera on, anticipating the truck pulling up, but I don't think he's coming today. So as soon as this cup of paint is done, I'm gonna clean out the brush and I don't know what I'm gonna do after that actually. Probably start spraying some shadow in. But yeah, who's here? Say hello. Give me a like and subscribe if you don't feel like saying hello. Pretty please, with a cherry on top. Turn some music up and maybe drown out the air compressor there. I do not own the rights to any of this music. From what I've been able to tell, they are okay with the owner is okay with use on YouTube. So there's that. But the name of the group is called Lanterna. I think it's just one guy. But yeah, it's very relaxing and mellow. I like listening to it when I work. If you like what you're listening to, I highly suggest downloading their music, support the band, check them out. Me being a musician myself, I definitely encourage people to support the bands that make music that we love. So I'm just cleaning out my airbrush here. So I use these wooden Q-tips to kind of wipe the inside of my cup here. I'm pretty anal about cleaning my brush out really thoroughly after every use. You don't have to, but I do recommend it. I strictly use, I only use distilled water in my airbrushes. You know, when you spend $150, $100, $200, $300, $400 on an airbrush, probably a good idea to take good care of it. So I do. And not to mention, I kind of like them shiny and pretty. You know, every time I pull my airbrush out of the box, I like to see the gleam. Here's another product plug for you. Airbrush cleaner. This is by Master. It's cheap, and it works really, really well. I do about a 50-50 mix of the airbrush cleaner and distilled water in my jewelry cleaner that I use whenever I break my airbrush down, which is pretty much every night. Anytime I use my airbrush, I break everything down, clean it really thoroughly, and then I run it through my jewelry cleaner to kind of get any other gunk out of there. I'm anal about it because I just find that as long as I do that, the next day when I go to paint, I can pretty much pick up my airbrush and start painting right away. I don't usually have any issues where I've got to clean a clog or any of that shit. You know, when I'm ready to paint, I'm ready to paint, and I want to do it right then and there. So that's pretty much the main reason why I'm doing it. Now, normally it doesn't take me that long to clean a color out, but I don't know if you can see that. Cup's nice and clean now. It's ready for our next color. Atomizing well. Give it a final rinse. See those fingerprints all over that? That shit drives me crazy. When I want to airbrush, I want to pull this thing out and it's like gleaming. All right, we're ready. So now, I think we're ready for some shadows. So I'm gonna get some black paint here. Well, I've got two things I want to try, either a black or a blue. Shadows aren't really black. They're kind of blue or purplish, depending. So I think I'm going to try the blue first. And what I mean by blue is a color called something nightshade. If I can remember where I put it. Oh, that's Space Wolves Gray. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yep. Drakenhof Nightshade. It looks like my microphone's just about dead. So we're going to call this a quick session here pretty soon here. So I think that's good. Now I'm going to change the position of my camera here. Bear with me for a moment. Let's see where a good place to mount this at. There we go. Just getting my camera into a better position here. Bear with me. I apologize. I think that'll be doable. Now, I'm gonna get a put some protection down on our desk here. Actually, I'm not gonna need this for the moment. Set this aside. Oh, my legs are killing me today. If my audio cuts out, I apologize. I mean, it won't cut out. It'll just switch over to my iPhone microphone, which isn't as good. But my DJI mic is almost dead, so that's what's going on with that. So I apologize ahead of time if the recording quality, the audio quality goes down. All right. So, again, we're going to be using this Drakenhof Nightshade. I'm going to try that out first and see how we like it in some of these shadows. I am almost out of this color too, so it might not be a good idea to keep going with it. I'll have to swing over to my local games workshop here and pick up some more, because it is a really, really good color for doing shadow. You could even do like a darker blue as well. In fact, that I'm going to set that aside. There's this Leviathan blue. Might be interested in trying that out. We'll see. But let's try this first. Just a few drops. I'm going to turn my air pressure down to 20 psi. Okay. So again, we're going to be spraying upwards because that's where our shadows are. Just starting on our chest here. Almost feel like we could go darker. But we'll finish this cup off and see how it looks once it dries. It's always good to be patient and wait for the paint to dry to do your final judgment. Sounds like the neighbor's home. Right. Darn it, I was hoping that was going to be the FedEx truck. Oh, microphone's still holding on a little bit there. More paint. So again, I'm using this really dark blue wash. It's a contrast paint by Citadel called Leviathan Blue. I mean, it is almost black. And I'm essentially using it as kind of a guideline to add my shadows in later. And the black and blue will kind of mix together to look like a more natural shadow. You can see it's starting to bring some muscle definition out. Starting to show those curves a little bit. Keep dropping paint cans. Pretty slow night in the YouTube world. Of course, everybody's you guys probably checking out cooler channels or something. That's all right. All right, pretty happy with how that's looking so far. Looking nice. Get ready for the next color. Some alcohol in there. Just cleaning out my airbrush right now. I apologize if I missed any comments. I am in the process of figuring out a better system, something that's kind of like, a viewing screen or monitor that's like more in my peripheral vision when I'm doing these live streams. That way, I don't miss comments, because I tend to miss comments sometimes, and I apologize for that. It's only because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing here, and yeah, don't need that. Now I'm going to go over to black. And we're going to start working on some of the deeper shadows. And I want this to be pretty thin. We're going to be spraying very lightly in these shadows. So about a 50-50 mix of this cheap airbrush paint that I'm using. It's made by Roy's Far, but I'm using the black. I think, that's what I'm using. Make sure my microphone's still charged or not. It's barely hanging on. Good enough for now. This is going to be my final color for the night. Getting this these shadows down on this with this black. Stand her up over there. Oops. Get the paint everywhere tonight. It's no bueno. Bear with me, got a little bit of a spill here I gotta clean up. Just a little one. All right. There we go. Cool. So we're looking pretty good at this point as far as our shadows are concerned. Really slow in here tonight. That's all right. That just tells me I need more subscribers. Let me get that right. There we go. How's everybody doing tonight? It's been a little hard for me to look back at the my camera here, or my monitor, to see who's popping in and saying hello. I apologize if I missed any comments. Feel free to re-comment if you like. I'm paying a little better attention now, and just kind of going over and checking my shadows, making sure I've got the shadows where I want them to be. Looking pretty good. Yeah. More right here. It's got a little bit of a dimple on her leg. So yeah, what's up? How's everybody's Monday? I think I'm good with that. Go back and look at it again tomorrow. I'm gonna be putting a clear coat on it. But yeah, how's everybody doing? How was your Monday out there? See, there's a couple people in here with us, with me. I can keep better track of my monitor now that I'm cleaning out my airbrush. But yeah, I hope everybody's having an awesome night. What are you all up to? There we go. We can see that a little better. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how she's looking so far. Everybody good though? Well, whoever's in here is either not talking or I missed comments. I apologize. Again, if I missed anyone's comments or anything, I am sorry. Just know that I love you and I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping in. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. Trying to grow this channel as much as possible. If you have any questions or comments about my painting, any criticisms, anything, I welcome any and all of the above. Positive, negative, tell me what you think. I'm not very familiar with Spider Gwen. Really just what I've looked at for the reference picture, which I only have one of. I don't know where it went. I mean, I've got several reference pictures, but this one is actually representative of the actual model I'm painting, so I'm kind of going by that one. But if you have anything to add, little trivia bits or anything about Spider Gwen that I would not know about, definitely leave a comment. Love to hear more about our friend Spider Gwen here. In the meantime, I'm just cleaning out my airbrush. I don't know if I'm going to do any more colors tonight. I may just do a quick clear coat on it. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay too. My microphone's getting low on battery, so I'm going to have to take that up with me and charge it tonight. You know what I also found out too is that in order to download my live streams so that I can use that video to do my final edit, you have to have YouTube Premium, which I thought was interesting. Apparently, that's something in the small text that I missed. So I guess I'm going to be signing up for YouTube Premium so I can download this shit. I did get another iPhone, a used iPhone 7 from a friend of mine, but he can't remember his Apple ID password so that I can completely delete the phone and reset it. You know, I need to reset the phone, and unless I have his Apple ID or unless he puts in his password, I have no way to reset the phone until that happens. But when that happens, he's a good friend of mine, so I'm not worried about it. When that happens, I will have 2 modes of photography. Well, 3 modes, I guess. I have my iPad that I can use to record, but I typically have that set up to play music and for reference pictures and stuff like that. So there's that. That's what I'm doing with that. That being said, I'm going to turn around my camera so you can watch me do a quick clear coat on this girl. Which means I need to cover up the base a little better. Bear with me here a moment. I think that should be pretty good. All right. Go. And I'm looking for flat clear coat. Flat clear. So for the clear coat, I like to just use this Krylon Fusion. It atomizes pretty well out of the rattle can, and it makes for a nice flat varnish, really. And I'm doing that just to protect these layers here. In fact, I gotta crack open my studio door here, my garage door, so I can ventilate this a little better. Get my mask on. There we go. That should be good. Coolio. Ah, nice fresh air. So. Can't tell if these are dust particles on here or what. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if you can see that. It's like it sprayed some kind of dust or something on there. I'm gonna dry it off real quick. See if it doesn't just scrape off a little bit. Just use a piece of a toothpick here. Damn, I don't know what that is. It's a dust or something. Let's try a microfiber towel. If I gotta paint over it, I gotta paint over it. Shit happens. Well, it's coming off. I still might lay another little layer of paint down over it just to get rid of that. Interesting. Oh, that's all right. We'll put another layer of paint over it, and that'll cover up those little marks. I think it's I think it's actually dust that kicked up when I opened up my garage door. That's something I'm gonna have to keep in mind in the future. Because, man, anything that's not black will contrast pretty bad with this. So. Oh, that did clean it up all right. All right. Good enough. One more layer of clear coat here. Okey doke. There. Now we are good. Bring this bad boy back over here. It's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. All right. Turn our camera back around so we can sit and enjoy watching paint dry. Oh, my Duolingo just notified me that I need to do my daily lesson. Uh-oh. I am relearning how to speak Mandarin. I lived in China for a year back in 2015, and I picked up the language pretty quick. But it's been a long time. I don't meet a lot of Chinese people that want to waste their time speaking in Mandarin with me. Um, but I like language. I love other cultures. I love people in general, and language is just it's fun. It's fun to learn other languages. I highly recommend stepping out of your comfort zone, giving it a try, whether it's Spanish or Mandarin or Italian, whatever floats your boat. But it's fun. And I'm using this program called Duolingo. No, I'm not sponsored by them either. I'm not sponsored by anybody, FYI. At least not yet. I want to be. That'd be super cool. But anyhow, I'm on Duolingo. My wife is the one. It's her fault. She got me interested in it, in Duolingo, anyways. She started doing Spanish lessons. I thought, well, you know what? That's something we could do together. It would be kind of fun. Spend some time together learning a new language. So she's doing Spanish and I'm doing Mandarin. And once I start feeling comfortable with my Mandarin again, I'm going to switch over to Spanish. I happen to be half Mexican. Um, I look Irish. I am Irish. I'm half Irish, basically. And I took my dad's side of the family as far as looks are concerned. And my sister and my mom are both very Hispanic looking, dark hair, dark eyes, the whole bit. I got blonde hair and green eyes. Well, my hair is not blonde anymore, to be fair. It is dishwater gray or something. It's got a little bit of color left in it. I wish my head would just go all gray or white even. I think I could rock that. I don't really show my face on my channel. Somebody did ask me that recently, like why don't you show your face, Ron? What's up with that? And after thinking about it for a second, I was just like, well, the channel's not about me. It's, you know, it's it's about it's about 3D printing and painting. The hobby in general. I'm just here to share my hobby with people, share some painting tips, some painting techniques, and learn some new painting techniques and tips and stuff from other people. Um, and yeah, I don't care to show my face. You guys saw a little bit of it tonight. I always tell everybody the same thing. Like, I got a face for radio. My wife disagrees. She thinks I'm handsome. Which, sure, whatever. Okay, thank you. I mean, I must be somewhat decent looking because my wife is freaking drop dead gorgeous. And I mean, California 10, drop dead gorgeous. Um, so I did something right. Either that or it's true what they say about artist musician types. We get the hot chicks. We get the hot chicks. And same with artist girls too. You guys get the hot dudes or chicks or whatever you're into. Which, by the way, I'm totally cool. Totally down with the LGBTQ community. I Like I always say, I love you. I love everybody. I just want everybody to have fun 3D printing and painting and enjoy your life and be happy. That is 100% the most important thing to me in life is seeing, being happy and seeing other people happy. That that makes my whole day. As far as I'm concerned, you are all loved by me, and I appreciate you tremendously. So even though that clear coat is flat, it dries with It does dry with kind of a specific sheen. Um, Even though it's flat, it's got kind of a shine to it. Still finding these little bits. You know, I'll probably end up going over the whole black part again. Oops. Oh, now I'm definitely going over it. See that? I scratched that shit. That's what I get for not being careful. Anyways, I'll be giving it a quick coat of black and blue tomorrow to clean up these areas. I think it's probably just because there's so much dust in my garage. I really wish there wasn't, but I cannot do these things in the house. So there's that. But yeah, when it comes to black, everything shows up that's not black. So I'll be going over that little spot again. Easy fix. Super easy fix. Take me 5 seconds. But other than that, I'm happy with tonight's progress. That being said, what's everybody up to? How y'all doing? There's a couple people in here. Feel free to please say hello. I'm pausing paint activities for the moment to say hello and chat with peeps. Get this glove off. I'm super excited to say that my wife and I are finally going camping again for the first time in like 7 years. I have been dying to get out of the house and go unplug for a little bit. And there's a place we like to go that's not very far from us. It's only about a 40-minute drive up the mountain. And just got a creek running right next to our campsite, like literally 10 steps away from the campsite. Very nice and shaded. Some big oak trees. And yeah, we're going to get out of town and unplug all the social media. All that shit's going to be offline for 4 days. And that'll be from July 21st through the 24th. We'll be there. Got a friend watching the house for us, staying here, so that'll be pretty cool. And yeah. In other news, I did start assembling Boga, which is the Obi-Wan Kenobi model I'm working on. If you've visited the channel anytime recently, you'd know that I've been working on that. And I got to move Spider-Gwen out of the way here, but this is just part of Boga. Can barely even get that whole thing in the camera. This is just the tail. Well, there's the hind leg here, and then her chest starts building up from here. And yeah, I left this part a little loose because I may have to crack that open to fit the keys in here. I didn't think about that, so it's partially glued in, so I can. Or no, it's actually this part. But yeah. Anyhow, this is the partial construction of Boga. Things are underway, but I'm gonna have some gaps and stuff to seal here, so I'll be making a skin stamp of her using some baby powder and hot glue gun to make a stamp. That way when I put the putty in here, you kind of overlap the putty a little bit, and you can use that stamp to make the impression of the skin. That way the continuity is a little better. So I'll be doing that where all the seams are on some of them. But yeah, she's looking pretty awesome so far. Thing is absolutely massive. Just cannot wait to paint this thing. This is going to be fun. And it's going to take a shit ton of paint to paint her too.